Yep, just keep it close to your mouth there and it'll make it easier for you.
Okay, can you hear me all right?
I got you loud and clear. How about me?
Yes, got you loud and clear.
Perfect. I'm going to turn on the transponder. Alrighty, so it's basically once you get everything started, the first thing you want to look for is oil pressure, positive oil pressure.
Okay.
And then you can just go up here and start turning your switches on. So you can turn on the fuel pump 2, VADAC 2, instruments, avionics, alternator, and your strobes and nav beacons. You can turn all that on as a flow and then just verify that you did it.
Okay.
And then, like I said, here there's a function for a count timer, so you just press enter. And then we have a timer going. I also started it on my watch. The reason we do that is we know we started with a certain amount of fuel, and we burn 8 gallons an hour, so we know we have about an hour plus to give us a 20-30 minute reserve of fuel on board. So, all right, now working our way down. It talks about after 60 seconds in the gauge clutch, we didn't have to perform that. After the thermostat, the T-stat opens, perform systems check. So what it's talking about is the water temperature comes up about 170 and then it starts cooling back down because the thermostat opens up to allow the coolant to go through the radiator and properly cool, and which is starting to go down. So now it talks about systems check. So the systems check, we go from right to left. So fuel switches, ignition switches, VADAC switches. So what I want you to do is look over your left toe when you do it.
Yep.
Right hand up here, turn that off. You'll see about a 5 to 7 PSI drop.
Yep.
Turn it back on. And then turn off 2.
Laconia traffic.
And then turn it back on. Turn off ignition 1. And you should still, the engine should still run. And then turn it back on.
On.
Then turn off 2.
Off.
And then turn it back on. You see you get a little engine warning there, tell you, hey, I lost half my spark plug, something's wrong.
Yep.
Now when you go to VADAC 1 off, you're going to see the green light go off, the engine noise is going to change because it's on a secondary fuel injector system now. Turn it back on. Turn off 2, and it's going to jump back to VADAC 1. Saw that, now it's going back to the primary injectors. Turn it back on.
Back on.
Now both green lights are on now.
Yep.
That means ECU or VADAC 1 and VADAC 2 are on and working properly.
Okay.
All right, so now the next step below that is reset the VADAC max display. So you got up and down arrows. Can you reach?
Yes.
There you go. You see how it moves the green dot, so move that.
Up.
Yep, keep going. You can go up or down, keep going. One more. You see max RPM, press the reset button on the bottom right. Reset that, yeah. And then go ahead and bring that green dot to fuel used. One more up. All right, and we got now a running count of how much fuel we've burned over a period of time, right? So that's good to have up there. All right, and the next step?
Next step is
intercom, box, and volume. Got that.
Avionics, communication.
Yeah.
Idle until water and oil temperature are in the green.
The water, oil temperature, green. Yeah, we did that.
Okay. At 100%, check the fuel pressure, voltmeter, and overrunning clutch. Check all switches on.
Okay. And you can just read all those items, and that's what we're going to do. So go ahead and tuck the checklist away now.
Downwind departure.
Under your butt. There you go. Excellent. All right, so what does all that mean? We're going to do what's called the sprag clutch or overrunning unit check. And on the secondary pulley back there, secondary drive system, there's a freewheeling unit or sprag clutch that'll disengage the engine from the rotor system so the rotor can go into what's called auto rotation.
Okay.
If we have an engine failure, we go into what's called auto rotation.
Right.
So what we're going to do here is I'm going to roll the throttle up, pay attention. The right side is engine, E for engine, left R for rotor. You're going to bring it up to 100% with the throttle, with the collective at this position here. Once you get to 100% RPM, it'll stabilize there, jumps a little bit. We're going to slowly roll the throttle to idle and add the left pedal. Notice how the engine came down fast and the rotor slowly came down.
Yep.
That tells me that that sprag clutch is disengaged, allowing the rotor to freewheel so we can do an auto rotation and safely land if we have to.
Okay.
That little beeping is a low rotor horn.
Okay.
So we can press that little dial to get it off. All right, so now I'm going to roll it back up to 100%. And those are the checks that I was telling you to do in the checklist.
Yep.
And the last step, before we take off, we want to check, I call it T's and P's, temperatures and pressures, right?
Okay.
So I started my rotor tach, set it for 100%, 100.
100.
Temperatures and pressures, water temperature, pressure on the engine, all my gauges, get pressure, voltage is set switches as required, everything's on, we're clear left, center, and right. I have all controls. Keep clear, keep your feet feet flat on the floor right now. There you go. Take clear of all the controls. And then it tells us the last step there is light on the skids and do a speed check. There's the gravity. All the controls, everything through throttle in the air. That's about it. Now, we're going to check everything out. Video of you there. Wave that. All right. Start flying us over. Back to the spin runway. Over there. The altitude, the helicopter can fly like a little magic carpet ride. Alrighty, what we'll do here, see what this guy's gonna do. Take off behind him on runway 8.
Laconia traffic, RV9 Golf Oscar Julie Yankee is taxiing to position number 8, and left turn out en route to New Haven.
Alright, they're taking off. We're clear on the left. The final's clear. Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor, lining up and waiting runway 8. We're going to be departing right close traffic for runway 8, Laconia. Alrighty, so all we got to do with the helicopter, we're just going to direct that rotor blade or rotor system in the direction we want to go with the cyclic control here. So now we want to take off down the runway, so I'm going to just start pushing forward ever so slightly on this cyclic stick, pointing in the direction I want to go, and we're going to start accelerating through and speeding up. We're looking at our airspeed indicators. We're going to start increasing airspeed. I'm changing the pedals to keep the aircraft in trim, and the collective for vertical rate of climb. So now I'm just going to pitch the cyclic to maintain 65 miles an hour, give or take.
Okay.
Fix my headset here. There we go. Mo better. And we just climb out at 65 miles an hour until we get to our desired altitude.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is, when we fly a pattern around the airport, this would be considered the upwind on the runway. And in this case, as a helicopter, most fixed wing traffic, they like to do left patterns. As a helicopter, we go right pattern to avoid the flow of fixed wing. And we like to stay 500 feet below the fixed wing pattern altitude. So we'll go up to 1,000 feet, and we'll make our right turn. Clear right. And I'm looking at my altimeter to level off at about 1,000. Keep my airspeed at 65 in the climb. And you can see that vertical speed indicator showing about 100, 200 feet per minute. And we're making that gentle right turn. All right, now this is what's called the downwind, because now you always want to take off into the wind.
Okay.
So we'll level off at 1,000 feet, and what I'm going to do to level off is I'm just going to push forward on the cyclic a little bit. I don't want to see that increase or decrease on the altimeter, and I'm going to set cruise power, which is going to be about 4 inches of manifold pressure less than what we were hovering at. So 25 inches.
Okay.
We'll work with that. Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor, right downwind, runway 08, Laconia. So as we speed up, I'll need more and more forward cyclic. You'll notice that the nose of the aircraft kind of dips down more, and you kind of ride in a nose-low attitude.
Yep.
Because now you're directing the thrust of the main rotor system where you want to go, and we kind of fly a little bit of a nose-down attitude. And we cruise about, let's say 80 miles an hour, 70, 80 miles an hour. We're going to come back to the runway and do an approach. So we're going to start reducing the collective now. See the manifold pressure goes down. I have to use the twist grip a little bit as well. There's about 20 inches. Now we're going to start pitching for about 70 miles an hour. Dust in my eye. All right, coming around.
Flat Air, Charlie Foxtrot, Mike Yankee Delta. We're taxiing for runway 08, Laconia.
Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor, right at base, runway 08, Laconia. All right, we're with the base leg now, and then we're going to turn the final leg. All right, turning on to the final. Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor is turning final, runway 08, we'll be touching it at Laconia. You hear that slap in the blades there?
Yeah.
As we're lowering that angle, slowing the aircraft down, and we're going to shoot and approach right to the number 8.
Okay.
The number is right kind of in the middle of the windshield now. The nose is pointed into the wind, so as I get below the tree line, I'm going to start adding some collective in. Slowly approaching my number, adding collective in, and throttle as required. Keeping the nose pointed down the runway. Nice slow approach. And we're going to come to about a 1 foot hover over the number 8 here. There it is. And if we wanted to, we could touch down. Alrighty. And now you do it.
I'm good.
You're good. All right, here we go. We're going to take off again.
Okay.
I'm going to show you one more thing, and then we're going to go over to a little corner, and we're going to practice some hovering, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to show you what an auto rotation is, all right?
Awesome.
You like carnival rides?
Yes, I do.
Okay, it's going to be like your
Let's go.
carnival ride. Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor taking off, runway 08, Laconia. All right, so we talked about that on the ground. We're checking our systems to make sure we can do an auto rotation. So what we're doing is we're trading altitude and airspeed for kinetic energy to keep the blade spinning. Even though the engine would fail on us, we can still make a safe landing by lowering the collective lever to reduce the drag on it and keep the rotor spinning up so we can still fly safely to the ground. Using that stored up energy, kinetic energy, to arrest the rate of descent at the bottom, then we can do a safe touchdown and walk away safely.
Okay.
That's the benefit of a helicopter, is you can pretty much put it down anywhere and you don't need a lot of runway to land.
Right.
Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor turning right across on runway 08, Laconia.
And Laconia traffic, Flat Air, Mike Yankee Delta, rolling 08, traffic in sight, Laconia.
Our radio has been annoying today. A lot of background static on it. Alright, we're going to keep climbing up to 1,500 feet. Right now we're going through 1,200. You see the long needle tells us how high we're going.
Yep.
There's 1,400 feet, almost to 1,000 above the elevation of the airport now, but 1,500 feet above sea level. All right, a little bit of reduction there. Power on the collective. Forward cyclic, maintain 1,500. Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor, right base, runway 08. Will be high final for practice auto rotation, Laconia. All right, you might feel a little bit of a light butt, a little weightlessness for a second as we lower the collective and get into the auto rotational profile. And you'll notice that we'll start gliding down at a pretty high rate of descent. Alrighty. And 3, 2, 1, down collective, left pedal, into the auto. Alright, so now we're established. So now we're using altitude to keep the rotor spinning at 100%. We're using the cyclic to maintain our airspeed at or above 60 miles an hour. Between 60 and 70 is our best.
Traffic Archery 366 November, 10 miles.
The whole idea is now we got a safe landing spot in front of us. At the bottom, we can use the airspeed, do a flare to arrest the rate of descent, and then we can do a safe landing. I'll bring the engine back when we get down there.
Okay.
Flare, we level, then we add collective and throttle simultaneously, and then we would touch down if we needed to in real life. See that? Pretty much land anywhere you want in a helicopter.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it off here, and we're going to go over here, practice a little bit of that hovering.
Okay.
Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor, exiting runway 08 on Echo, Laconia.
And Laconia traffic, last air, Charlie Foxtrot, Mike Yankee Delta. We're through 2,500 feet, clear of traffic pattern, Laconia.
Make sure there's nobody else around. We're looking good. So in a helicopter, we can go forward, backwards, side to side. So check this out. You can fly sideways in a helicopter.
Very cool.
You can fly backwards in a helicopter. And then obviously forwards. So any way you want, forward, backwards, left, right, to get you where you need to go.
Awesome.
This looks like it was like an old closed runway at one time, so this is a perfect area. Did some training with Carl here over the past year or so, and so we'll go out here, we'll go over by this X here, and we're going to give you one control at a time,
Okay.
show you what they do, and see if we can teach you how to hover a little bit.
Okay.
Alrighty, so what I want you to do, the easiest control to learn is the pedals.
Okay.
So notice that the nose wants to go to the left if I release that right pedal.
Yep.
That's called the torque effect. The engine is causing a torque effect that wants that nose of the aircraft to go to the left, opposite of the rotation of the rotor blades. The rotor blades rotate clockwise, so counter rotation is to the left. So to compensate for that, we have a tail rotor in a helicopter, and that's changing the pitch of the tail rotor blades to increase and decrease the thrust. So what I want you to do is go ahead and put your feet on the pedals. Your left foot should be nice and light on there, because really all the pressure is in the right foot.
In the right, okay.
And it's there just in case, but otherwise I'm just adding some right pressure and taking it out. So what I want you to do is write down this little taxiway here at the end. I want you to keep the nose pointed there. I'm going to take my feet off the pedals.
Okay.
Push it on that right pedal a little bit, get used to that, feel what it does, relax the pressure, bring it back, get a feel for what those pedals do, and just play with that for a minute or so. And if you want to come back to the left, just relax the pressure. There you go, see how it comes back on you? And then you kind of dance, a little bit of pressure, counter pressure to keep it pointed in the direction you want. So let's see if we can keep it pointed at that airplane all the way in the distance there. I got all the other controls. There you go. Push it back to the right. And hold position just right here. Keep it pointed right down there. Alright, I want you to turn 90 degrees to the right, point it at the trees. Alright, hold that position. Good, good. That's pretty easy so far, right?
Yes.
Alright, push the pedal in to the right and do a 180 degree turn to the right. And we're going to point at the trees behind us now. There you go, you'll see the fence coming around, and keep it pointed in that direction. Alright, good. Alright, 90 degrees to the right now, get out of the sun. Alrighty, I have the pedals.
Okay.
I have the pedal control, relax. I'm going to set it down for a second, I'm going to scratch my face. There we go. Notice you have to keep everything fully engaged the whole time you're hovering.
Yes.
Alright, good. I'll turn this down just for a second. Alright, before takeoff is always the same. I start at the rotor, the RPM gauge, 100%, temperatures, pressures, voltage, fuel pressure, switches.
All good, all good.
Left, right, center, everything's good. Alrighty. And then when we pick it up, I'll just teach you this, but it will work up to this eventually. We start getting the collective lever up. You'll notice the manifold pressure is increasing. She's going to start getting light in the aircraft. When she gets light, we kind of feel with the cyclic control what she's doing. We'll stop all the movements with the controls. We pause for a second, and then we increase the throttle and the collective to come up vertically, and then we enter the hover.
Okay.
It takes a while to master that, so don't feel bad today. You're not going to be a master of hovering in, an hour of instruction.
Right.
So the next control, I want you to put your left hand on the collective lever and feel what I do with the lever. So the collective lever collectively changes the pitch of both blades at the same time, so you can go up and down and up and down. So the twist grip increases the engine RPM. We'll do that last. So right now I just want you to focus on the up and down. So anytime I pull up, I need to add some throttle. Anytime I reduce it, I need to reduce the throttle. Don't worry about that right now. All I want you to focus is on the up and the down. Okay? So now I'm going to let you hold. Look outside at that left skid. This is 1 foot skid height. I want you to hold that with the collective. Feel that pressure on it. All right, very good. Now let's come up a little bit now. When you're coming up, you're going to feel me twisting it up, the twist grip. Good. And bring it back down nice and easy, nice and slow rate. There you go. All right, I'm going to add some throttle here for us. There we go. And then come back up. Hold that. And nice and easy coming on down. You notice how it's a pressure up and a pressure down, not a huge movement?
Right.
That's how you fly a helicopter. Pressure, counter pressure. There you go. Find that height. So I'm going to give you a little twist grip to get it back to 100 here. And then notice if I increase the throttle, I got full throttle right now. So to get the RPM back up to 100%, I actually have to lower the skid height. So get it low to the ground, lower the collective. A little bit more, lower it, and watch what happens to the RPM when you look back inside. It increased, because now we're close to the ground, we're in a little cushion of air, and it decreases the drag on the rotor system, and I have to back off of the throttle a little bit. All right, let's come back up. I'm going to increase the throttle all the way.
66 November, final runway.
There we go, and slowly come back down. Nice and easy, nice and easy. There you go. Good, good. Alrighty, I have the collective.
Okay.
Alright, here's the hardest one. What I want you to do is take your right arm, support your forearm on your thigh like mine are. You're going to probably have to choke down on the grip a little bit right there. That's good. Don't press the trigger there so you're not talking on the radio. And I want you to feel the cyclic with me for a little bit, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to make some movements on here. I'm telling you what I'm doing. So if I want to go forward, a little forward pressure, find neutral. Forward, neutral. Forward, neutral. Now I need to stop. Aft, back to neutral. Try to keep the cabin level. Looking outside primarily, I want to keep the cabin level. And if I want to go to the left, left, neutral. Left, neutral. Right, back to neutral. Forward cyclic. Keep the nose level. That's what I'm thinking. Eventually, it'll become second nature where you don't even have to think about it. Your hands just start moving to keep the cabin level. Because I'm looking out, using my distant vision, looking at that airplane all the way out there, and then using my peripheral vision, looking at some cracks or whatever right and left of me. Eventually, you'll get so good, I'll just be able to look outside down like this and hover. That's a little bit more advanced, a little disconcerting to do that initially. So I want you to look straight ahead, far in the distance, and I want you to try to hold position with the cyclic. All right, you have the cyclic. Oh my God. You'll feel me putting inputs in there. Everybody starts off like this, so don't feel bad. Keep the cabin level. What you thinking? See how you have to make bigger movements as you get more divergent? So aft cyclic now, get the nose up, slow down, and then when she slows down, get the cabin level, just like that. Hardest control to learn right here. It's like balancing a beach ball on a cone. There you go. soon as that nose goes down, she's going to take off on you, so you really keep it level. There you go. What you got to do, keep it level. And it lasts a little bit. It takes like a millisecond for it to materialize the movement. Get the nose back up, half cyclic, and then forward flip. See that? There you go, level it out. Right there. Too much movement, right? Alright, I have it cycling. I want you to feel what I'm doing here. Really feel it. Look at my hand. Look at my right hand. Look how little. A couple fingers right now. Look how little I'm moving it. This is what you need to move it. Like that. Because once you start doing this, look what happens with the nose. You start playing the freaking bucket Bronco, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And it gets worse and worse.
Right.
And then just stop. Look what happens. It settles down.
Okay.
And then you find your sweet spot again, and then you just stay there. Very little movements, see? Very little movements. Alright, you ready?
Okay.
Alright, you have the cyclic. Just focus on those little movements. Then you start playing the bucket Bronco, right? That's alright. Bring you back to neutral. Alright. And you have control. Alright, slow you down a little bit there. See that? Kind of pause for a little bit. There you go. Good. Smaller movements. Kind of let it move a little too much there, right? There you go. Bring it back. Pause there. You notice I just went back to neutral and just left it for a second. See that? That's too much forward. Wrong way. Think about it. I have the cyclic. I want you to feel what I'm doing, right? Just ghost me on the controls. So, if you want the nose to go down, you push forward, right? If you want the nose to go up, you pull back. So, think about the cabin. I need to do what I need to do to keep the cabin level. So, the nose goes down a little bit. Just like that, she's going to start moving forward. So, I need the cyclic to stop it. And then eventually it'll settle down. See that? And if I want to go backward, nose up a little bit. Oh, that's all I need. She'll start going backwards. See that? She'll add neutral, add neutral. And I need to stop it. So I need to go forward for a second, get the cabin nose down in the opposite direction, and then bring the nose back up. Just like that, and hold it in position. Alright, you try it again. There you go. You have the cycle. There you go, you got it. Right way, look forward, and then back. That's it. You have to anticipate what it's going to do. You have to almost think a second ahead of the helicopter. There you go, forward and neutral. Settle it down. There you go, not so much, just a little bit. Down those directions, you have the pedals. Remember, it's just pressure, counter pressure. Left hand on the collective. And I want you to hold the height with the collective and keep the pedals. Keep us pointed down. You need to go back to the left to relax the pressure. Let her come to the left. There you go. And you have the height, so there you go. Don't let that drop through. I'll add a little throttle for you. And bring it back to the right. Right pedal. There you go. Remember, relax the left foot. The left foot's supposed to be up there nice and gentle. There you go. There you go. Look at that. Come up a little bit. Add a little throttle for you. That's all you. There you go. Right pedal. Come on back. Point towards the airplane. Now I'm going to taxi us forward. So I'm using the cyclic to taxi forward. Just keep the nose pointed down there. And as you start coming down, just add a little up collective. If you go too high, a little down collective. Right pedal. Right pedal. There you go. Keep coming back to the right and bring it right down the taxiway. There you go. Good. Your foot up there. Just relax it, right? We don't want it up there tight. Because what happens is you put pressure on both feet and then it locks it up. Be a little bit of throttle. There you go. You stopped it. Good. I'm going to twist this up some more. There we go. Now we got some 100%. Up, we'll see how you touch down there for a second. Push the right pedal in again. There you go. How you feeling?
Good.
Yeah?
Nervous still. Good.
Good, nervous, that's good.
Yeah.
Alright, relax, I have all controls.
Okay.
Alrighty, so everybody thinks in a helicopter, you know, you could just go straight up and take off, you know. You could if you have enough reserve power to do it. So what I'm going to do here is, the wind's pretty calm today, and I'm going to come up vertically. As I come up vertical, we're going to take a look at that RPM gauge in the center. I'm going to start adding throttle. I'm adding throttle, a little up collective, full throttle. Look what happens to the RPM once I get to a certain height in this helicopter today.
Okay.
It starts coming down, 96, 95. It's telling me I have no more power, Joe. I can't give you anything else. And then it settles back into its cushion of air. And that was about 15, 20 feet high. So to take off, just like we did on the runway, we have to do a level acceleration down here and start accelerating forward to get up above an airspeed of about 30 miles an hour indicated, which will get us into what's called effective translational lift, where we have clean, undisturbed air going through the rotor system. Once that happens, the aircraft gets like a boost of performance right there. It's smooth, clean air, and I don't need all that collective. And now I'm slow down to the and then you get low effective translational lift. The drag increases, and I have to add more throttle and right pedal. See that transition between hovering flight and forward flight is the difference of those rotor tip vortices, big vortices that are being developed and getting accelerated into the ground, so we're in this cushion of air. The higher we get, that velocity of that induced flow or that downward flow increases, but the angle of attack and the pitch of the blades increases the drag, which causes us to have a rotor decay. It's 98%. She won't fly very good at 97, 96%. And then we get into that cushion of air, the velocity of that downward flow is decreased, and we have a nice little cushion of air for our RPM to come back to 100%. So there's like simple aerodynamics going on here. You gotta understand it performance for helicopters. Alright, so let's go ahead and take off here. For a helicopter, we can take off anywhere we want. runway, Laconia. Alright, we're going to go low past runway, high speed. Laconia traffic, helicopter, 2 Charlie Victor, left base, runway 08, will be a low approach, heading right close traffic, Laconia. We're doing 90 highway speed, that's about it. 100 miles an hour, then the vibrations go up. So, pulling this helicopter about 80 miles an hour. Laconia, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor, low approach runway 08, short final, Laconia. As you get low to the ground, you really do get that sense of speed. There you go. I'm just lowering the collective. You're flying down towards the runway right now. Just keep it lined up. I'll let you do that. I got all the other controls. You just have to touch it. Look on your traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor is going to short final runway 08, low approach, and then collected back in. Right pedal, keep it down the runway for me, keep the nose level. Forward cyclic. Just keep the nose level and you'll be fine. There you go, I haven't touched it, that's been all you. And Laconia traffic, I look up to 2 Charlie Victor, is turning right across on runway 08 Laconia. Alright, make me a right turn. There you go, turning right, hold
Laconia traffic, Archer 366 November, taxiing from north to south.
And what I want to
Traffic ground vehicles crossing the approach.
follow the road here on the right.
Laconia.
Another airplane coming on the runway. And then hold it right there and then you clear.
Ground vehicles also clear of the active Laconia.
Good, fly out here for a little bit. Over there watching, yeah.
20 traffic Capital 30, that's Foxtrot on the mist, and we are straight out easterly departure.
Alright, a little forward cyclic now. Pitch the nose down just a little bit. Now level it out. There we go. Bad and collect it back in. All you do is bring the nose level the cabin, and then you'll be fine. Go, see? Excellent. Alright, I have all controls. Relax. Alright, how you feeling? Good?
Good.
Alright. What we're going to do now, we're coming up on 45 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and bring us back towards the hangar there.
Okay.
But we're going to finish up with a 180-degree turning auto rotation back to the runway. So,
Okay.
Alright, we're going to come up to altitude. I want to get on the left side so you can see it on your side as we're coming around. Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor entering a left downwind midfield, runway 08. Will be a high 180 return to the runway, Laconia. Alright, we'll go up to about we'll call it 1,200 feet. And then once I get a beam of the numbers there, the runway 8 on painted on the runway there, I'm going to lower the collective just like we did for the straight in auto, and I'm going to start a left turn around, okay?
Okay.
Alright, set my cruise power, trim. traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor, high 180 return, runway 08 Laconia. 3, 2, 1, down left aft. Look at that. Nail your spot. And we come on back in. Laconia traffic, helicopter 2 Charlie Victor, exiting runway 08 on Charlie taxiway, Laconia. How about that? Fun?
That was awesome.
All right, good.
That was awesome.
All right, we'll go right through here, cut through the grass, through the taxi lights. All right, here we go. All right, cool.
Very cool.
All righty.